Writing started out in pictographic forms. They used stone tablets and wedges known as cuneiform. The first Mesopotamian tablets, written around 3200 BC, contained picture-like signs and numbers. These were about 5000 lists of oxen, fish, bread, loaves, etc. Writing began when society needed to keep records of transactions because in city life, transactions occurred at different times and involved many people and a variety of goods. By 2600 BC or so, the letters became cuneiform and the language was Sumerian. Writing was now used not only for keeping records but also for making dictionaries, giving legal validity to land transfers, narrating the deeds of kings, and announcing the changes a king had made in the customary laws of the land. Mesopotamians wrote on tablets of clay. A scribe would wet clay and pat it into a size he could hold comfortably in one hand. Record keeping improved their skill of calculation and writing. Cuneiform is derived from the Latin words cunus meaning wedge and forma meaning shape. Babylon. It is one of the oldest regions in the world. It was the largest and most powerful city in the world. They were known for their buildings, writings, and studies of stars. They were known for hanging gardens of Babylon, which is one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. Babylon City. It was a premier city of the world and it was spread over more than 850 hectares. This was a city with triple wall, great palaces, and temples and ziggurat. In 539 BC, Archimedes of Iran conquered Babylon and until 331 BC, when Alexander conquered Babylon, was a great city. Daily life in Babylon. The daily life revolved around water that was brought by the rivers. The rivers were sometimes more harmful than beneficial as they were known to flood. Babylons were subdivided into three groups: free landowners, dependents, and slaves. When schools were there, only a small group went to schools. Girls were not allowed to attend school, but a few of them did learn to write and read. The Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians settled here in Mesopotamia. There were a collection of varied people and cultures bonded together by few certain aspects known as the cradle of civilization. During this age, people came together and gave rise to the development of cities. Mesopotamian food is known for archaeology and written records on cuneiform tablets, including bilingual Sumerian Akkadian word lists. These sources indicate many kinds of food, such as barley, wheat, grain, and legume soups of onion, leeks, and garlic, and fruits including apple, fig, and grape, and cheese, several culinary herbs, and of butter and vegetable oil were used. And animal foods included pork, mutton, beef, fowl including ducks and pigeons, and many kinds of fish. And Sumerians also drank beer often. Meats were salted, fruits were conserved in honey, various fruits including apples were dried. A kind of fermented cause is identified in Akkadian texts. Appearance. Babylonians, rich or poor, wore similar clothing. They used sheep's wool and turned them into large shawls. They also make linen fabric from the stems of flax plants. Both men and women wrapped this fabric around their waist and set one end over their left shoulder. They also wore a short-sleeved tunic underneath. Their footwear consists of either sandals or boots made of fabric or soft leather. Women's hair was long and curled. Men grew long and curled beards. Both men and women wore jewelry such as earrings and necklaces. Babylonian Ideas. A lot of things today originated from the Babylonians. They were the ones who divided a day into 24 hours and an hour into 60 minutes. They also had a calendar that was similar to us, which is the 12 moon cycles of 29 or 30 days that made up the year. Numbers were invented before them, but they were skilled in addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and many more. They also studied the sky, day, and night, and also gave names for constellations seen during the night. From constellations, they could predict eclipse or the sun and moon. Certain stars were linked to natural events. They believed that they could predict the future by studying the stars. They were able to identify 5 planets during their time: Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn.